Jon The Wireless Guy. We have a special guest here today for our coffee talk. This is Carol, and Carol owns...
With the K Salon. How are you, John?
Doing well. Thank you for being here today. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
So we're going to discuss tech. We're going to discuss what Carol does and what tech she uses on a daily basis to run her company. Also, if you're interested in owning a company like she does, she has a Facebook group that will help you do that. Helps current folks in her career choice do that. And also, if you're interested in doing that, take notes because she's going to give you the recipe of how to.
Absolutely.
So now, understand, well, let's talk about this. What do you do?
I am a hairstylist. I am owner of With the K Salon. So I use technology for so many different things in my day-to-day work life. So absolutely.
Awesome.
I specialize in blondes and balayages. So that's definitely my niche for sure. I had to go through extensive courses through Bredkin, especially for about 6 weeks to get certified.
Wow.
And especially for blonding and balayage. So especially if you're watching this and you need anything.
What is balayage?
So balayage is actually a technique. It's not necessarily a look. What it is painted hair. So it's a very natural, lived-in, organic look. It's meant to have very low, little to none maintenance, so you can rock it for up to 6 months if you wanted. Lower maintenance seems to be the thing these days, which is great for both the guest and myself because, you know, as much as I want to see everybody all the time, for normal day-to-day life, just less upkeep seems to be better, and it also grows out super beautifully and seamless.
Wow. Very cool. Okay. And your studio is moving. Tell us about that.
So I am currently, right now, I am a loft, an independent loft hairstylist. And what that means is we just rent out a simple little space, just enough to really fit everything that we need for our day-to-day hairstylist work. But I am currently moving to State Road 54, and I am opening up my own salon. So I'm taking With the K Salon to the next step. It is right before Grand Boulevard, but in between 19.
Okay.
So the actual address is 5236 State Road 54. So it's on 54 in a professional plaza. So I'm very excited.
That's
it's a
awesome.
pretty awesome step up from where I'm at.
Yes.
And I'll have the opportunity to have a few renters there. So a few extra hairstylists rent out some chairs, and then as well have someone like an esthetician, a lash extensionist, a brow artist, anything like that rent out the additional room that I'm having built in there too. So
Wow.
yes, I'm
So
very
like a
excited.
one-stop shop, so to
Hopefully, yes, definitely. I would love to be able to get someone to come in that will offer something other than just hair. So while my hair guests are waiting and processing, they can do something like get their lashes done or get their eyebrows waxed, something like that. So like you said, a one-stop shop.
Yeah. Now, do you do men's hair?
So I do, yes,
Okay.
but I will say I'm going to hand over the baton to authentic barbering for any cool fading like that. So if you are a male who has longer hair or are okay with simple clipper cuts, then I'm your girl.
Awesome. So now, in terms of a phone number, do you use your personal cell for your clients, or do you have a separate phone number or a store line? What do you use for that?
So right now I am still using my personal cell phone. Everyone will get my card. It has my personal cell phone number on it. But currently, I'm definitely looking forward to having my work line eventually. And I believe there is an option where you can have 2 lines at once, can't you?
Yes, you can.
Awesome. So that would definitely be something I would be interested in the future.
Awesome. Very
So
cool.
that way I can have time to do not disturb my guests. Not that I would, but if I'm on vacation or something, I would really love that option.
Yes.
But right now everybody gets access to my personal cell phone number, but I'm okay with that because it makes it very convenient for my guests to get a hold of me, and so that way there's no delay usually in response time. So.
Awesome. It's called Dual SIM. We actually did a video on that, so you can look it up on our channel. And right now you have Samsung, Google, iPhone that can do it. iPhone XS and above has been able to. So if you have any of those models with iPhone, yes, you could upgrade to a newer one, or you could use that to dual SIM. It comes in very handy for those folks that have 2 phones that don't want to carry 2, but have 2 numbers on one.
Exactly.
What do you use in terms of payments?
So right now I use Square software.
Okay.
So it is a POS system that is in through an app. All you do is you download it, and it's really awesome, and I really love Square for the sense that they will actually send you a chip that plugs into the bottom of your charging port, and no matter where you're at, even if you're not a hairstylist and you're a vendor out in wherever doing a cool event, you can take your business wherever you want with you, and you can have them pay you directly there through your phone. So that's why I like it. And for a while I was actually having people check out on my phone for the
Okay.
longest time, so that's why I really utilized that. So that's what really caught my attention, was the Square software system, exactly for that reason.
Awesome. Okay. And in terms of bookkeeping or taxes, does it also have that capability built in?
Yes and no.
Okay.
So, I mean, it will keep everything, all of your totals, your sales, your gross sales, all of that in the software itself.
Okay.
But taxes, it will allow you to send out the reports for that month. Then I can, from there, use it for my taxes. But
Gotcha.
It doesn't do all the fun, fancy tax work for me. I wish
Okay.
so.
And in terms of Apple devices, do you have any other Apple devices you use for your company?
Yes, actually, I just recently purchased the iPad 11 Pro, and I believe this is the 11-inch. But I bought this because, like I said, I was having people check out through my phone all the time, and as much as I love that for convenience for me, it's just not the most professional for my guests in the salon. So, especially because right now I got a few cracks on here, you know. So definitely, I loved having this option because I have clients from all age groups, and especially in most salons, that's how it is.
Right.
So I wanted it to be more user-friendly and also able to read on the screen better. So that way, you know, some people are like, don't let me grab my glasses, but this makes it very easy. I mean, it's an 11-inch, everything blows up beautifully. The quality is great through Apple, so you have that user-friendliness. It's just a lot better on the iPad for in-salon, day-to-day stuff. So.
Gotcha. Nice. What about an Apple Watch? Do you use one of those?
So
at
I
all?
did have an Apple Watch, and
Okay.
then I lost it.
Uh-oh.
But I loved it, and I'm dying to get my hands back to have one because I loved it. So a lot of the times we put on a client's root color, or we're using foils, and we have to keep track of timing. So it was really convenient, especially when you have gloves and you have color on your hands, and you're like, hey, Apple set timer for 35 minutes. So that way that timer is taken care of, and I don't have to touch anything, and that way it just makes it super convenient. But then I can start doing something else. I can clean up, I can use I can start doing another guest, and then my timer will go back off to remind me, and it'll sit there and vibrate, and hard to miss that when it's on your
True.
wrist, you know. And then I can just tell it to stop, and then I can rinse out my guest again. So it made
Right.
just the overall convenience inside of the salon that much better. So I definitely need to either find mine or get a new one, because that was very convenient to have, especially actually for personal reasons. You know, in the salon, it's really unprofessional to be like, hold on, someone's calling me real quick, and then take a phone call while I'm doing their hair. That just doesn't look good. So I definitely liked it, because if there was a text, I could just really quickly read it while I was doing their hair, and I can get back to it whenever. So that part was very nice to have, so I'm, you know, updated in case of an emergency, things like that. But most of the time, most calls or texts aren't, thankfully. So it was just good to have that, and then just kind of know what someone was saying, but not have to get back to them right away. It was on there, very overall easy.
Nice, nice. That's actually when I used to work at Rasmussen College in financial aid. I got my Apple Watch because I didn't want to seem rude when I'm meeting with the students. So hang on a moment.
Yeah, it's same concept, and especially when people are coming to the salon and sometimes paying hundreds of dollars. They're not just paying for the product, they're paying for our time too. So because you're paying for our time, we need to be there and seem attentive and really be our focus, you know. So
awesome. In terms of scheduling, so you're done with your client, is there a follow-up that you have that you generally do, or a way to get in touch with them?
Yeah, so I am really big on pre-booking my guests before they even leave the salon. So that way they don't even have to worry about it, and they automatically will know when their next maintenance visit or touch-up is. So every single time, this is my basic routine. I'll be like, thank you so much for coming in today. We'll check them out. Awesome. So typically, to upkeep and maintain this style, it's going to take you about 6 to 12 weeks. That's really when you're going to start noticing your regrowth. If it's easy for you, why don't we go ahead and pre-book you today? I use my Square app. The Square app, which I love, it automatically sends them text messages when you book any appointment. So they'll automatically get that notification, ding, comes in through Square onto their phone that they have an appointment on such and such date. And then it actually sends them this link. You click the link, and it'll actually allow them to add it directly to their calendar from the Square link. So you can't go wrong with that. I mean,
amazing.
It's so user-friendly, it almost does all the work for you, Square. So if you're a hairstylist watching this, definitely, wholeheartedly, I recommend Square. It makes it so nice.
Now, if you could go back, you mentioned you've been doing this for 6 years?
6.5 years now, so yep.
If you could go back to Carol when you first started, what were some things that you would tell yourself?
I need the iPad right away. Definitely get the Apple Watch right away. But just with anything, you're going to have highs and you're going to have lows as a business owner. And I'm sure we can all speak for that with any industry. But definitely just to not give up on yourself, because it does come in waves, but also in the same time, these things are investments and they're tools for your business that overall are going to make you look that much more professional. So it's an investment for your business. It truly is. So these are not just wants, fun, cool wants. They're necessities that you need to have that'll overall just affect the basic functioning of your daily salon life. Sorry.
Awesome. So you're on Facebook.
Yes.
And you're also on
Instagram. Okay. And again, you can find me at With the K Salon for both. Very easy to find. It's Carol with the K, so it's just With the K Salon. So.
Nice. And you have a Facebook group that you actually started to network together. You mentioned a little bit ago.
Yes. So I started a Facebook networking group because I found that there was a huge lack of resources in our direct area here in Pasco County for us hairstylists or other cosmetologists or like industry. So massage therapists, permanent makeup artists. There was no physical way for us to connect. So I started this group so that hopefully we could all connect and refer services, provide resources for each other, provide educational resources, all of that stuff. So that way we had a networking group, so that way we could all really support each other as well. So that's a big thing in our industry, is interactions and making sure the likes and comments are there. So this really helps us all as a group keep us accountable too. So
that is really cool.
Awesome.
So you have a site, that a group rather, on Facebook, that you'll actually tell people how to do what you've done.
Yes. So
that's really cool.
There was nothing like that for when I started. So I really wanted to provide that opportunity for other professionals. Really just the education that they need to help their business. I mean, you can go online, Instagram, you can go anywhere, and you can find all these tutorials for hair, but there's so much struggle in trying to find content on how can I actually help my business behind the chair or in my loft or in my massage therapist room. Like, what are some actual business models, strategies, marketing techniques, all of that will help me grow my clientele. So I really wanted to be able to provide that for other people in our area, so that way overall we are raising the standard for our industry. So
that is so awesome.
Thank you.
And at such a young age, I wish when I was her age I had this mentality. That's very impressive.
Well, I am grateful to be surrounded by really awesome business owners in this area and through our networking group. So I'm very happy with everyone's. Thank you for that compliment. That means a lot.
Absolutely. And what's the name of that group that you have on Facebook?
It is Cosmetology Professionals of Tampa Bay. But I always like to throw this out there. Don't let the name scare you, because you don't have to be just a cosmetologist. Like I said, you can be a permanent makeup artist. You could be a massage therapist, a esthetician, a lash extensionist, any of that. Anything that falls under that umbrella of the beauty industry, really. And it's, again, a group to help you market and grow your clientele, and also refer services to other professionals that are in our industry. So,
and it's possible that those positions you mentioned you may even have at your
absolutely
your site. So that could even be a future networking and collaboration opportunity for y'all if you have that background and experience. Definitely reach out to Carol.
Yes, please. Thank you. Overall, we can help each other. So
yes. Well, thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having me on here. This is wonderful.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you'd like to add, or maybe something else that you think I may have missed in terms of technology? Or
as far as technology, one thing I can definitely say, I don't currently have it, but I definitely plan to. I would love to be able to get a GoPro or a camera or something like that, because I would love to get into doing a once a week meetup with other cosmetologists and do like a little network or a podcast just like this, so that way I can inspire and help motivate other cosmetologists too, and get stories and feedback and struggles from other cosmetologist business owners in this area. So I don't have that yet, but I would love to have that. So maybe you can help me out with that too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
Absolutely. Well, we want to thank Wayne with Neat Coffee Bar for allowing us to utilize his studio here today. He's an amazing person in the community. We thank you. And we have our coffee here. I also saw these nifty little coasters, American Locksmith, which is really cool. Yeah.
This is such a great idea too.
It is. This is huge. And Blackjack Media Group makes these, so if you want something like this, reach out to them. And if you need keys, commercial, residential, vehicles, contact American Locksmith. Well, thank you so much for being here today, Carol.
Thank you for having me, Jon. This is wonderful. I appreciate it.
And with our channel, we are working on, we wanted to hit 500 last year. We did not. We're close. We're at 478 subscribers. This year, why not? Hey, 1,000. Let's hit it.
Hey,
And like, share, subscribe. Make sure you share this video to other folks you think would gain interest and have want to know more about what Carol does. We appreciate each and every one of you, and make it a great day.
Bye, guys.